In Warwick, we love the outdoors. Summer equals a good time with many fun events and group activities to participate in, especially with a nice tune in your ear. Don't go anywhere because In the Valley starts now. Welcome back to In the Valley. I'm your host, Stephanie Keegan-Craver. And today we give you a different approach to the outdoors, as well as a new view on cinema and even potentially a new genre of music to put your ears upon. Warwick has many different places you can venture off into town and visit with your family. But what if I told you there was a place tons of people gather on the weekend to look at some potential buys, catch up with friends, and enjoy the nice weather?
In the land of Warwick, we like to steer clear of artificial products. Organic, freshly cut things are the way we like to roll. And what a better way to put something on display than a farmer's market. Vendors from even outside of Warwick come to put their product on display for people in the farmers markets as a way to not just make money, but to spread happiness and joy across the community, discovering something new to share with their loved ones.
We love the Warwick Farmers Market because we get to see all the different booths. There's all kinds of different fresh food. We always get bread. We always get our faces painted.
Aside from family, the farmers market is a very good place to also meet new people. Hearing interesting stories, learning about new things, and even just enjoying the peace of company of a community can be a day in itself for some who just enjoy small things.
I've just to see the people. Always, many times, the same people come back, but it's just good to see the nice people come here. Warwick's a great village, great town. It's got everything good about it, but especially the people.
It brings me out to into my community. I get to see a lot of people who I don't normally see during the week. So this is like our meetup, and we get to stand here and talk and see what's going on in each other's lives, and then I get to sell some great products. So it's a win-win for everybody.
It may seem easy to have a farmer's market with all these vendors in place. As simple as setting up a tent and prepping your product, right? Well, no. You have to make sure that your product is drawing people to your tent, so then you could sell your product.
So we've actually built our business around farmers markets. When we first started the company in 2012, our first outlet for connecting with our consumers were farmers markets.
Farmers market has been incredibly important to our success as a business. It allowed us to sort of test out the business in the local community to see how well it was received.
Aside from just a farmer's market, a lot of these businesses try and sell products in their own spare time as a job. However, the farmer's market, for some, can be a launching pad for more customers and proceed even further with the profits.
This farmers market keeps drawing our business in because we love the sense of community here, and we love that people are adventurous enough to try all of our products.
The farmers market has changed the way that we've run our business by, again, allowing us to become a part of the community, and people see our setup. So seeing that we've got the wood oven and we make pies fresh at the market, it's a really interesting spectacle and thing to have. So people hire us for like private events.
An event like this is such a vital one because it gathers everyone in the community together to have a great time catching up with people they don't see during their week and make even more connections. But beyond, what effect does this do for the community?
The farmers market has been here for 31 years, and in that time it has had a ripple effect on our entire community. Not only does it bring fresh produce right here to our downtown or to our main street and sort of the center of our community, but it also gives a face to the farmer. Our residents get to understand growing seasons, they get to understand the difficulty of farming, but also the wonders of farming too. And so they become friends, and that's a really incredible thing too. So there's a lot of cross-pollination, and it's very important to us as a community. I remember before the farmers market was here, on Sunday, there was not a store open on Main Street, and now every store is open.
It's important to maintain a family vibe for the feel of the customers and shoppers in Warwick. But there has to be an extra element to bring the vendors back to each market, making them feel like their attendance is an extra bright spot in the day.
I typically only sell here at the farmers market, for the Warwick Valley Farmers Market, or online. So for me, the farmers market is very successful for me. It's very important to me. And it brings me into the community, and it gets the community to learn about me and my products.
We do it for the community, and they give back and they tell us, how much they love it, and it just makes everything flow. It's a good flow.
Farmers markets in Warwick are a great way to get involved with the community and see what might be going on around you. Warwick farmers markets go on every Sunday between 9 a.m. and 2 p.m., so come on down and see what Warwick can impress you with over your weekend. For more information, visit warwickvalleyfarmersmarket.net.
The farmers market runs from a little before Mother's Day in April all the way to November. So come on down and take a look at what some of our businesses have to offer. United States landfills accept 146 million tons of waste each year. As the amount of overproduction and overconsumption continues, the amount of waste gets increasingly difficult to control. But in the small town of Warwick, residents come together to help combat this issue.
Every year since 2017, residents of Warwick, New York have come together to help improve our environment. Too Good to Toss is an event that helps prevent waste, which not only benefits the environment, but also those who have donated and those who come to shop.
The first year I did it, my son had a set of drums, and I tried to sell them and it didn't work, and I brought them. And the next year, I read in the paper that a woman was so thrilled that she got a set of drums. So I've always felt like it's such a great community event to recycle and donate and just feel good about purging some of the stuff we don't need in our house.
I came searching for games, and actually there was a pile right there, and I got one, and it's pretty fun. To have that and Too Good to Toss, why not? It's a repurposed, and it's something that I can use for the students, something that I can use with myself, with my kids, so why not?
This is an event that not only allows for the recycling of fun items, but it's also a great opportunity to be involved in your community, while simultaneously preventing an excessive amount of unused items from going to waste.
Oh man, I think Too Good to Toss is an important event because, well, the community that exists around it is meaningful and it's deep, and it feels like a family reunion every time we do it.
We keep 15 dumpster loads of items in reuse. We put it back into circulation. So perfectly great items come into us that have a second life, but some people are done with them, and they go right back out the door the next day. So that is a lot of garbage, or a lot of potential garbage, that does not end up in a landfill.
Too Good to Toss is a non-profit event, and here, anyone can become a volunteer.
I would say come and give it a try. It's each shift is only a few hours. It's a great way to connect with your community, to give back. And the perks of that is you get first pickings of some of the items that come through the door.
With tons of donations from residents and the ability for anyone to come and shop for free, Too Good to Toss has not only given a home to unwanted items, but it has also given people a sense of community.
Too Good to Toss has been keeping reusable household items out of landfills since 2017. But this event is more than just an opportunity to prevent waste. It provides an opportunity to share different cultures and stories along with the items. For more information, contact tgttvolunteercoordinator@gmail.com. In Warwick, something we all have in common is our love for our town. It's not just a location, but an outlet for creative expression. The arts are so important, and Warwick understands that.
The Warwick Valley is known for its vast catalog of events and things to do. If there's anything Warwick does best, it's the arts. America's Epic Film Festival was held at the Warwick Valley Community Center to bring independent film screening to the bustling town. WVTV visited on the day of student film screenings. From cartoons to dramas, every filmmaker found their niche at this event. Syracuse graduate Jeremy Schinder was the winner of the Best Student Film at the festival.
I actually started making films because I was an actor. And I've been acting professionally since I was 4 years old. Started primarily doing theater I was on Broadway and I toured, and as I got older I did some more TV and film, and I realized that as much as I was doing in front of the camera, there would be 50 other people behind the scenes doing their own respective roles. As someone who makes films not only about my own personal experiences, but also I think it's necessary and super important to be screening in intimate places like this, because you can have these one-on-one connections.
Organizers Danny and Danielle understand the importance of independent cinema and creativity.
So I, as an actress, have been at a number of film festivals through the years representing films, and one of the things that I've always loved and a takeaway that I've had is that I get to network. I get to meet so many amazing people, and for me that's like the nitty-gritty of this industry. Like, this is where the future is going. Indie film is what you find at film festivals, and so if you want to work on something fun, innovative, different, you want to meet some cool people, film festivals are like where you're going to find that.
Even educators agree with the idea of independent film screening.
My name is Guy Ducanay, and I teach in Newburgh Free Academy. I teach the video production program, and one of my students had a film selected for this festival. So attending film screenings are extremely important, especially for students, just to open them up to what is possible from their peers. These are still peers, but their viewpoints and their experiences kind of feed into their creativity.
While film may never be your thing, there's so much happening in this town to be interested in. If you're interested in film, however, support independent cinema, theaters, and filmmakers.
Independent cinema is so important, and seeing real creatives flourish in our town is a gift in and of itself. We all should support our local community and all their independent activities. As time changes, the soundtrack changes with it. This band will be the new theme of your summer, but sometimes it even goes further than the music.
Music unlocks the chambers of the heart that logic cannot enter. Whiskey Crossing speaks to that heart through their live, interactive performances. Whiskey Crossing plays almost every weekend all over the Northeast. Live performances are what connects a band to its audience. When musicians and audience lock into the same groove, the venue becomes a sanctuary of shared experience.
So my favorite part about playing in front of a live audience has to be when the audience engages. You know, that is what makes it the most exciting for me, when they're singing, when they're dancing, when I'm joking around with them, and then they're giving me feedback. So like, that's my absolute favorite part.
So for me, playing in front of a live audience, there's nothing like it. That's pretty much the only reason why we do what we do, is to get that feedback right back from them when they're clapping, singing, dancing along. There's nothing like it.
There's a lot that goes on into performing other than just playing music. Each venue has a different layout, so they have to bring the Whiskey Crossing energy with them wherever they go. Whether they have only a little corner or as much space as they could ever want, there is always something to show who Whiskey Crossing is. Whiskey Crossing plays all kinds of shows at bars, tap houses, restaurants, outside stages, and more. What intrigues venue owners to book Whiskey Crossing?
Well, you know, it's funny. I found Tina because we're friends with the same guy at Blue Arrow, Don. And, you know, I used to go up there, and I've never seen her, hired her sight unseen today. But, you know, it's just you gotta be. I think you gotta be consistent with music, and to find music. Sometimes you just get a word of mouth, and sometimes you see somebody and you love them. But we're booked. I only have 2 weekends open for the whole year this year. We're booked.
Many bands and venue owners will build long-lasting relationships. Starting bands, however, need something that venues can see and become excited about. That one thing is the band name. Every band has a name that means something to them, and most people don't know the story behind their favorite band's name.
So we got the name of the band because Andrew and I used to play in a church band in Vernon, New Jersey, and I bugged him for many years to change over to a regular band, and finally we're trying to figure out a band name, and because we used to take Vernon Crossing Road to get to the church and to go home, and then we would split our own ways, and both of us drank way too much whiskey, we came up with the name Whiskey Crossing.
Like water-shaped stone, music molds the spirit. Without fans, a band is just a group of people playing together. The energy and atmosphere are one thing that makes Whiskey Crossing special.
Thank you.
So at the end of the show, when our audience comes up to us and they're like, oh, you know, we love you guys, thank you so much, or we get people that say, honestly, I hate country music, but I love what you guys do, that's when I know we did something right.
Media, make sure you're taking care of your bartenders and wait staff.
Fans are the culture of the group, and they represent the band. Recognition is one of the hardest parts about starting a band.
I would say that they're super energetic, and they're a country music band, and they always bring a great crowd to every musical appearance, and everybody's really uplifted and countrified.
Whiskey Crossing is made up of 2 members. Tina's the main singer and also plays the tambourine, while Andrew, he's the lead guitarist, and they together have been part of the band for almost 10 years. Whiskey Crossing is a very popular band in the area, and it continues to grow by the day. To support Whiskey Crossing, visit whiskeycrossing.com or scan this QR code.
Crossing's broken and the axle's dragging.
The road keeps winding, the music keeps playing, and this band keeps rolling on. So don't cross the road too fast, folks. Whiskey Crossing is on their way up.
Thank you.
Whiskey Crossing is fully booked every weekend of the summer and has shows lined up until the end of the year. Their fans rave about their electrifying performances, proving that music isn't just heard, it's felt. When we return to In the Valley, we get to hear about the ins and outs of what it's like to not be the one worrying about how your money might be spent in an unexpected event.
I want to be a contender. I want a warm belly to sleep on.
A big house.
How do I look? Do I look good?
I want to play hard.
My nails done, once a month.
I want
a home. I just want a home. I want someone to love.
Last year, more than 30,000 companion animals came to us without homes. 20,000 of them were felines. Let's make some homes together.
Welcome back to In the Valley. I'm your host, Stephanie Keegan-Craver, and joining me today in studio is Mike Cordero from State Farm. Insurance, not the most alluring of careers. How'd you end up here?
Well, after college, I had a job doing marketing, and it was contract work, so I did that for 2 years, traveling the country, and I got tired of doing that. I met a girl who's now my wife, and a friend of mine told me that his dad was looking to hire, and he was a State Farm agent, and that was 24 years ago, and here we are.
Wow. Yeah. So what's an insurance pro tip we should all know?
Don't go it alone. A lot of people think that they could go online and buy their own policy, but there are so many nuances and different endorsements and riders that you could put on any policy, whether it's a home, an auto, life insurance, that the common person just doesn't know about. That's why you need a professional.
Mm-hmm. So everyone knows Jake from State Farm, but at your ribbon cutting for the 10-year anniversary of your office, New York State Senator James Skoufis mentioned that everyone in our community knew you. How did you make that happen?
I guess that would go back to my marketing background, just being out there, advertising in different platforms, and just being present at different functions.
Yeah. And that's kind of how you became president of the Warwick Valley Chamber of Commerce. When you started your State Farm insurance journey, did you expect that?
Not necessarily. My business is in Chester, but so I didn't think Warwick Chamber of Commerce, but it serves the Warwick Valley, which there are probably students behind the camera here today that live in Chester but go to Warwick Valley High School. We also have businesses in New Jersey. Crystal Springs is a member, Red Tail Lodge. We also have the Castle in Chester and Legoland in Goshen. So really does encompass a much bigger area than just Warwick.
Yeah. And if someone was starting their career in insurance, is there a business tip you would have for them?
I think a career in insurance is highly rewarding. It's been great for me and my family for the past 24 years. It is a recession-proof industry, which a lot of kids don't understand, and it might not be the most glamorous job in the world, but it is important and something that I'm happy to do and very grateful for.
Mm-hmm. And as my State Farm agent, you protect my handbags, and I appreciate that. So if you had to fight one horse-sized duck or 12 duck-sized horses, what would you choose?
Ooh, real Sophie's choice here. I'd probably lean towards one horse-sized duck, but I'm not a fighter, Steph.
Yeah.
I'll go with the one duck, horse-sized duck.
Sounds good. As the president of the Warwick Valley Chamber, what do you want viewers to know about the Chamber and about business and the community of businesses here?
It's a very diverse Chamber of Commerce. We are about 455 members, I believe. Everyone from big companies like the Legolands and the Crystal Springs and the St. Anthony's Community Hospital, all the way down to maybe an esthetician who's a sole proprietor or an accountant that is a sole proprietor, and everything in between. A good community helps business, and a good business community helps the population within that community. So, rising tide lifts all boats, and I'm proud to be the president of the Chamber of Commerce and working with good people like you, Yelena and Mary.
Yeah. And of course, our golf outing is tomorrow, one of our favorite days of the year. Thank you so much once again for joining us on set.
Thank you.
Oh, hi. I suppose you're wondering what an A-list celebrity like me is doing in a place like this. You must know, I'm saving the world. Oh, hi, Beth. Yep, saving the world again. Did you know that 40% of all the food produced in the United States is thrown away? That means everything that went into that food, the pesticides, the water, the land, was all for nothing. Just look at this perfectly good food thrown in the trash. The pizza with extra Cheerios, these goldfish and Band-Aid tacos. And just look at this perfect trash burger. This pasta dog looks delicious.
You don't have to dumpster dive like Ed Begley Jr. to save the planet. Fight food waste by shopping smart and using what you buy before it gets trashed.
That's way better. Ooh, arugula.
Do your part and find out other world-saving tips at betterthaned.org.
Every small community has a place that holds deep meaning. For this town, that place sustains local livelihoods, fosters connection, and shapes the identity of everyone who calls this village home.
Every community has something that makes it special. For Greenwood Lake, New York, its shimmering blue waters are the heart of life here. As summer begins and the lake comes alive with activity, residents and visitors alike embrace the warm weather and the experiences that make this community unique. Established as a village in 1924, Greenwood Lake has long been a retreat for celebrities, from Babe Ruth to Derek Jeter. But for locals, it's a place of cherished memories and lifelong traditions.
We spent every afternoon of the summer at the Old Town Beach, which is the Boy Scout camp now. And it would just be me, my mom, her friends, my friends, and we just swam, waited for the ice cream man to come, and swam some more until the sun went down.
The first time we came here, when we first moved into the town, was great because we got to see the community and everyone working together. Well, not working together, but just having a good time.
While some residents have been here since childhood, others have found Greenwood Lake later in life and embraced its beauty, adventure, and close-knit community. Boater Manny Torado is one of those residents who has come to cherish the peaceful escape the lake provides.
Well, it's one of the reasons why I moved to Greenwood Lake, so I could have the boating experience. When I go out to the water, I feel relaxed. Water has a calming influence, at least for me and I think for most people.
But Greenwood Lake isn't just about leisure and relaxation. It also serves as a vital economic engine for the village.
Our businesses and our services in town rely on visitors that come for the season, on the local tourism that we have.
Beyond its role in the economy, Greenwood Lake fosters a strong sense of community, bringing neighbors and visitors together through shared experiences.
I think of growing up here. I've been here my whole life and I've raised my kids here. When I think of our community, I think of the lake and the memories and the activities and the events.
That will be July 4th for the fireworks. We have an amazing celebration the entire day. We have music, people barbecue.
For many, Greenwood Lake is more than just a place. It's home. Its waters hold stories of friendship, tradition, and lasting memories that continue to bring people together generation after generation.
A vital part of local life, the cherished lake, set to open for the season on May 23rd, brings the community together, supports the economy, and preserves a shared sense of identity. As summer approaches, the warmer weather makes many people think of pool parties, the beach, maybe even fishing. But for some people, they want to spend the summer diving into the deep end and seeing things most will never see in their whole life.
A. Schrader's son started in 1844 and began producing tire gauges in Brooklyn, New York. But around the turn of the century, the company joined the commercial diving industry by making helmets for private contractors and the United States Navy. The company moved around the country until 2016, when John Hines took over in Bucks County, Pennsylvania. Using the original patents and years of experience, the company is ran out of one workshop by only John, making and repairing helmets for collectors and hobbyists alike. But taking over a 100-year-old company isn't something the average person has to deal with.
Well, being the owner of Schrader's, which has been around since 1844, is, it's sort of a cool responsibility because you're trying to keep the tradition of this company and its product alive in the diving community. Something I enjoy.
Many in the community have spent a lot of money and time to be a part of the hobby, and for many, it's a rite of passage to dive these brass helmets. For people like Michael Barnable, it's more than just the fact that he gets to dive his helmet. For him, it's been a lifelong journey to get where he is now.
So, as a kid, all I wanted to do was just scuba dive, and as I got older and I became a scuba diver, it was just something that was interesting still to me, that was part of history of helmet diving, and I kind of wanted to do it. One day up at Lake George, I walked into an antique store and I actually found one, and it turned out that it was real and needed a little bit of work, so I purchased it, not thinking that I was going to dive it, but I decided that I would definitely like to have one. And because of Facebook and the communities on there was a bunch of people that said, hey, you can have that helmet fixed and working and you can dive it. So within the next, I would say, 3 or 4 months, I actually contacted John from Schrader Helmets. And I would say within the next 2 more months, I had it in the water and we were diving it.
People are introduced to this hobby many different ways. Some people only collect, and others go all out and dive their helmets. Some people have one, and others have hundreds. But it's these helmets that bring these people together, spark new friendships, and give people otherworldly experiences.
For more than 50 years, brass helmets have been phased out of commercial diving. But for enthusiasts all across America, they strive to keep the over 100-year-old tradition of using these helmets alive. Groups and discussion boards for helmet diving exist all over the world, and social media if you're interested. Thank you so much for joining us on In the Valley, and hopefully we will see you once again in the near future.